Okay. All right. I wanted to just kind of chat a little bit more about cancer. So, when we think about the finances of cancer, and I am gonna drop a video of some of my interviews with people who've been diagnosed, so you can kind of get more of a feel for this. But this is a really strong statistic. 20% of adults with cancer owe $10,000 or more in medical expenses. I think it's very important to realize that, health insurance is not meant to cover all the expenses, right? And so, this is all and this can be just a traditional process. Um, Numbers like this. I actually just spoke with a gentleman that you will get a chance to see in some of my other videos, who his number was $42,000. And he had oral cancer twice. And that's what he was left with, right? So, 42% of all assets and savings um, can be eaten up within 2 years. The average out-of-pocket cost for cancer is 5,100 to 17,000, according to this piece of information. But like I said, I think the person I'm talking to now, who's not atypical, he did have it twice, and so he did go through treatment twice. So I guess you could double the 17,000, and you would kind of get close to his number. Um, so I do think people need to think a little bit about this. There are some options, some remediations that we will talk about later, but I have often chatted about health savings accounts. They can be one method for dealing with this, you know, um, and that is a method that requires some planning, requires some time. The other method, which I've kind of dropped some talk or some videos on already, is that I am doing an analysis, at least for New York, of um, of what are the cancer insurance options. Most of them are national, so I'm going to guess that you're going to see some benefit from anyone. Anyone can probably buy those policies. There's some regionality or state basis to them. So, I have already noticed that some are available in some of my other states like Indiana and Florida, and maybe not in New York. So, but you'll see, I'll drop those videos. But wanted to make sure kind of we're all clear, that you are going to be left with a burden. Uh, if you are diagnosed with cancer and you get treatment and you become healthy or not, you'll be leaving behind, or you'll be left with this financial burden. So it's worth thinking about options. I'm not going to push into any specific thing, but always glad to have a conversation.